Oh, perfect.
Hello.
Perfect. Can you hear me?
Hey, do you want to be in the shot, hey?
Oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. So you are outside at the barn with the animals? Oh, that looks beautiful.
So we're
Um,
okay. So everyone's keen.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, that's perfect. And, seeing you and seeing the animals of course, is a wonderful highlight of the day. I have been looking forward to all of this and to all of this all week. And so the first thing, in fact, because I have always been calling you with your first name. So your last name, McConaughey, is that correct?
It is correct. You got it right. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Oh my God, that's wonderful. That's a first for me. I'm usually bad at guessing names, particularly in the names that I'm familiar, but yours is, for whatever reason, I was able to guess correctly.
Yeah.
So Tess, it has been a while since we got to know each other. In fact, when I think about it, I mean, it looks very eventful, but it hasn't been that long. Only maybe a couple months ago that we had our first chat, and has been wonderful getting to know you, getting to know more about the work that you do at the sanctuary. And here we are, and here you are with us today on this live. And quite a few people are actually joining us, and we all would love to hear your story from you. Of course, I have heard it, but it would be awesome to share it with more people. So the first thing is, when did you become vegan, and how did this idea of sanctuary came to you, and when did you start?
So I guess, well, the idea came to us a long time ago. We talked about it and we really wanted to do it. But what was the kind of pivotal point, and when we really decided to make things happen, was we found tiny baby Ferdinand, Ferdinand's sadly no longer with us, but he was our very first rescue lamb, and we found him all alone in a paddock, and I watched him, hoping that a mother would come back to him, and no one did. There were sheep way, way, way across in the distance, but no one near him, and we watched, and then I managed to contact the farmer and actually talk to him and say, can I try and save this little lamb, and luckily he said yes, go for it, and so we went down and scooped little Ferdinand up, and he was very sick. He was a very, very sick little lamb. He was almost he was close to death when we found him, and he just changed everything for us. That just kind of made us take everything into gear. We nursed him back to health. He ended up, thriving and living, such a good life with us. Before we even started the sanctuary, we rescued Ferdinand and then little Penny behind me here. And so they were our very first rescue sheep, and they were what really gave us that real drive to just make it happen, no matter what. So that's what we did. We kind of, did everything we could to just make this sanctuary happen. And that was kind of how we came to start the sanctuary, and it's grown from there. And we had to move across the country. It was we obviously searched for a long time to find this land for the sanctuary, and when we found the right bit of land, it was across the country, but we moved our whole lives across the country, and just made it happen. So
that's so priceless. I can't help it. Well, the story is priceless, but the sheep, who's that right behind you? You're just curling slowly. Who's right behind you?
It's right behind me. This is Penny. That's Penny.
Penny, hi Penny.
Yeah, so she was one of our very first rescue sheep, and she's been with us for 7 years now, right, Penny? Yeah. And she's a real sweetheart. She's quite specific with who she likes. She really only likes me and my husband. She doesn't like many other humans. But and then we've got Ted in behind her over there. You can just see him in the wee hut. And
Absolutely. He was just picking his head out and just, what's going on? I think they figured out something is going on. They just, oh my God, look at Penny, how she's looking up from behind your head. They're just so adorable and cute. And we have had quite a few people join us, so that's really awesome. And so Lilly Moss, the name, where does that come from?
so Lilly Moss is actually named after our two rescue dogs, Moss and Lily. Sadly, we lost Moss earlier this year. He was an old boy, and we miss him a lot. But it's so nice to have the sanctuary name dedicated to him as well. So him and our other dog, Lily, kind of where the name came from. They were our very first rescue animals together, even before Penny and Ferdinand, the sheep. So that's kind of where it comes. Lily is just over there. She doesn't like to come in the paddock with the sheep. She's a little bit scared of the sheep, believe it or not, even though she's a big dog. But she loves the lambs. Lily, she just adores the lambs. But as soon as they get to a certain size, she's a little bit scared of them, and she doesn't like to be in the paddock. So, that's where.
So, how many animals do you have now? Are they mostly sheep, or what kind of species? What other species do you have on the premises, on the sanctuary right now?
Yeah, so we have. So we started kind of rescuing, and started the sanctuary officially in 2021. And we, at the moment, our main focus is sheep, the rescue of sheep and lambs in New Zealand, and we also have cows. So we have 3 rescue cows and 2 calves, and we have 14 sheep and lambs as well. So so far that's who we've rescued, and we just hope to be able to continue and grow, and we've got this amazing, beautiful space for the animals, and we've put so much effort into making it the most perfect, magical place we can for them. So that's kind of just we've been, since opening, we've obviously rescued quite a lot of animals, and we've also been working super hard just to get this land perfect for the animals, because when we moved here, it was basically just bare land on the property, but there was no proper fencing, there was no house for us, there was no barns for the animals, there was no huts like in behind me for the animals. And so we've put in a huge amount of effort to make this place what it is today. There's obviously still lots more to do, but we're definitely getting there. So
That's wonderful. And if I understand correctly, you are located, so the nearest major city in New Zealand that's close to you is Christchurch, is that correct? In South Island?
I guess so. Probably the nearest city to us would be Nelson, which is we're near the top of the South Island. Christchurch is the biggest city in the South Island, and that's kind of halfway away, down the South Island.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
When I zoomed out, when I was looking at the map, when I first looked at your location, and I was just trying to locate you relative to Wellington and Auckland, and then I could see Christchurch. And I said, oh, okay, Christchurch, because these are the 3 big cities that I recognize: Christchurch and Wellington and Auckland. And then it looked like you were, but I got that part correct, right? You are in South Island still.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So there's when we started the sanctuary, or first had the idea for the sanctuary, there were actually no sanctuaries in the South Island. But since then, since we've opened, and a little bit before that, there's actually a number of other sanctuaries opened, which is fantastic. And probably the South Island isn't as populated as the North Island. So, yeah.
But that is. I I was very interested in finding out more about New Zealand because I actually was thinking about moving there. I still am thinking about it actually. So yeah, so now that you have that is your sanctuary there, that's an extra reason. I would be you guys are gonna have a hard time getting rid of me. I would be coming every morning to. So
that would be fantastic. Always out. So there's always endless chores and jobs to do here. So yes.
At the very least, I would love to come and visit. At the very least, I absolutely would love to come and visit. So you were saying that there were lots of things that still needs to be that you're still working on, some kind of a project. So what are some of the main things that you're trying to accomplish at the moment?
Yeah, so the main big thing at the moment is we're building a cow barn for our cows and the calves. So they really need their own big barn that they can all fit into. And since we've rescued the calves, they're rapidly outgrowing their little huts. So we're just kind of focusing on getting this barn built at the moment and fundraising to help us pay for that. And yeah, so it's going to be quite a large barn so that we can also have space for future rescues as well. So yeah, it's probably it's definitely a bit big for currently our 5 cows that we have, but we want to kind of plan for the future and make sure that it will be a good space for future rescues and everything like that. So yeah.
So, that does sound like a really labor-intensive kind of job. So, did you have any prior sort of experience on being a handy woman, or is it something that you really just have to learn on the spot? Or so?
I guess when I say that we're building a barn, I'm not actually building it myself. We do know when to hand it over to the professionals, and we do a lot ourselves here, but there are certain things like building a large barn that's just a little bit beyond my skill set. So we're actually we're having it built, so that's our current project, and there's a lot of planning and things like that, but the actual hammer and nail stuff I am not doing. we're getting our neighbour who actually is a builder to help us build that. So
but that being said, though, you still I would imagine wearing a lot of hats during the day. Like, for example, before starting an animal sanctuary and caring for the animals, and I could imagine the care being quite intense. I mean, I volunteer at Animal Place, which is a sanctuary near where I live, so I have a little bit of a glimpse into the kind of labor. I mean, running a sanctuary, it really is a very labor intensive sort of operation. So because lots of oh my God, so when he's doing that, does he or she want affection? Oh, that is so adorable.
Especially Ted, when he wants more attention, he'll do this. So it's
Ted, this is Ted.
This is your sponsor brother Ted.
Hey Ted, hi brother. So meet your new big brother. Yeah, we are family now. Hi Ted. Yeah. So this is okay. That's Faik
has kindly sponsored Ted, and you can see how happy he is about it.
Hi Ted. And Tess, could you please tell our listeners who Ted is, and tell us a little bit also, that which is perfect timing, tell us a little bit more about how people can get involved with the sanctuary through becoming sponsors or members, or at the very least even just following you on social media, what kind of support that people can give you living near where you are and being remotely half the world away like I am. So please tell us a little bit more about the kinds of ways people can be supporters for the sanctuary.
Yes. So I guess one of the, one of the really helpful ways is sponsorship, like you've sponsored Ted, and it really, really helps us to have that, regular support and that support for specific animals and their, needs and all the things that go into making their life amazing. So really animal sponsorship is a huge one for us, and we're kind of just starting our sponsorships, and so from now on, we kind of are asking anyone that can or wants to sponsor an animal to do that, because that is just such a huge help. Obviously new rescues, need fundraising as well, but it's really those, keeping the cost, all the running costs of the sanctuary and making sure that all the animals that are here have, the most amazing life and the best care possible. And, obviously all that takes a lot of money. So, sponsoring an animal, but then just, telling people about us and watching us online and following the stories of the animals and, kind of just becoming involved in any way you can. Obviously, we love to have volunteers as well, and then they can really, see up close what we're doing and help out and everything like that. So, I guess one of our other things we want to work towards at the moment, we don't really have any live-in accommodation for volunteers, but that is our plan in the future. So far we've only been able to we've built ourselves a tiny house. Basically we built the smallest house possible so we could afford to do all the stuff for the animals, do all the farms and all the fencing and everything. So but our plan is to be able to have some kind of, sorry, tethers. You haven't got that, Ted.
Oh, that's great. No, this is perfect. This is perfect because we are seeing you with the animals in outside in the sanctuary. So, oh my God, Ted. And so that people listening to us, our listeners would know, Ted is actually blind. He does not see, but he somehow finds his way around. And when I read his story, I was immensely moved. Very, very brave soul, Ted. He really is. So, hi, Ted.
He's actually not blind. He's actually deaf, but yeah, he can see.
Wait.
He just can't hear anything. So, he.
Oh, well, he's deaf. He's deaf, not blind.
We think he was born deaf, or if it wasn't, it was.
He's deaf. Sorry, I got that wrong. Sorry, I got that wrong.
It was because he had such a bad infection when he was a baby, and he had such a hard time. Teddy. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's knocking.
No. This is perfect. No, okay. So that is the, because I just when I became a sponsor a few days ago, I just remember that he has a handicap. So, but it was deaf, not blind. Okay, sorry for the mix. And also, I just want to mention to people that becoming a member and supporting the sanctuary in any way, either volunteering one's time, volunteering resources, and it's like, for example, with sponsorship, it comes to around $20 US a month. It's not a lot of money, but for a sanctuary, that is a lifeline. For an animal, that is a lifeline. Yeah. And not just that. I mean, the benefits are immense. You just becoming part of that family, becoming part of a story of survival. And when I go to Animal Place, because as I said, that's the sanctuary where I physically volunteer. One thing you realize is that the profound commitment of people running sanctuaries to these very, very vulnerable and needy and sweet and special and beautiful creatures. So being part of that mission is incredibly empowering. And not just that. And Tess, I would love to hear more your thoughts about this. Ted, okay. I think we should have live with Ted. He is just like, okay, I can take care of this task. You can do something else.
He wants to take over. I think he's pretty keen to take over, you said.
No, this is perfect. This is just so timely and so thematic. This is just perfect. So, Ted, how is the weather in New Zealand?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, but it's definitely heading into winter, so things are cooling down a little, but today it is beautiful, so we're pretty happy.
Oh, it's opposite for us. It's beautiful here heading into summer.
Oh yeah, we're pretty much the exact opposite to you, and it's always quite cool, like seeing and watching other sanctuaries over where you are, and it's always something different than what's going on here. And I guess the same for you guys over there. In the summer you can watch us go through our winter and vice versa. So yeah, exactly.
So Tess, there is something I would like you to talk to our listeners about, which is this. Sanctuary, so there are people who think, I'm going to go to sanctuary somewhere. Oh, and who's this one?
Grace. we,
Hey, Grace! Look at that.
This is little Gracie. She's a Gotland sheep, and she was rescued at a day old. And yeah, she's been with us now coming up 3 years. So.
Oh wow, she was, and then of course I'm assuming she's a rescue as well.
Yeah, she was a rescue. She was rescued at a day old. Her mum had an infection in her udders, so she couldn't feed her properly. So the farmer decided to give her to us. So yeah, so Gracie was tiny. Gotland lambs are always they're just tiny. She was even though she wasn't premature or anything, she was a very small little lamb, and full of.
Yeah, I can tell even from here that she's very personable and very sweet.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah. She's. I think it's Grace's shift now. Dad just moved on, and then Grace said, "Okay, I'm gonna go and help Tess in this." Hi, Grace. Would you like to talk to us?
Yeah, and
that is, yeah.
Anyway, Ted's gone in behind us. He's having a scratch in the shed. So, yeah.
So, and it looked like both of them were touching you. They were sort of like touching you with the front limbs. Is it that's usually what they do to get your attention?
Yeah. So not all of the sheep, but a lot of them will, when they want more attention or they don't want you to stop, they'll do their front leg at you. Or one of our lambs, he likes to jump on you, but most of them will politely paw at you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly remarkable. There is a black sheep here in Animal Place. Her name is Jet, and what she does is that when I call her, she comes running. Yeah. But if I stop giving her what she's very rightfully entitled to, which is love and affection, she would run me. She would follow me. She would run me. And then when I stop giving her affection, then she stops. And then if I leave her, she's gonna follow me and just run me. And then she would just leave. And then she also likes to touch to get someone's attention. But if you stop, just be ready. Do any of your sheep also ram, or when you stop giving them love, or no?
Yeah. So Grace is a little bit the same. When you stop, she can get a little bit sassy sometimes, and she'll swing her head at you. But generally, she's pretty polite. But yeah, probably everyone, if you stop, she can get a bit sassy. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's exactly the word to describe it. Sassy. It's not hard ramming or anything. It's just a little bit of a poke more than anything. It's like, hey, listen, you can't just do that, and I'm not here for you. If you have to be consistent, or we cannot make a commitment to each other. That's the kind of thing that she likes to communicate. So yes, I do have something I would like people listening to us, our listeners, to hear from you. So for me, is that what I noticed is that working at sanctuaries is really hard work. Mm-hmm. It's a day-to-day commitment.
Yeah.
Very, very hard work, because sometimes people imagine going to a sanctuary, well, you just show up, animals are sitting there, you take a few pictures, maybe you do something here and there, and that's it, and then you spend a wonderful day. Yeah. But I feel that sanctuaries are immense, not just labor commitments and emotional commitments. And to run a sanctuary, it really is a major undertaking in life. And I was wondering, how does your experience so far as somebody who's been running sanctuary for a while fit with this? What are some of the major challenges, and what are some of the major blessings of running a sanctuary are?
Yeah, so you're definitely right. It is hard work, and I think one of the standout things is, aside from all the physical work, obviously every day we clean out the barns, we clean out the huts, we pick up poo, we clean out water troughs, just constant work, because every day we need to keep things as clean as possible, and just keep everything perfect for the animals. And so that takes a lot of work, and you don't get days off. And aside from that part of it, it is, so emotionally draining sometimes, because, the reason we started the sanctuary, and the reason I started the sanctuary, is I feel so passionately about it, and it's so important to me, and the animals mean the absolute world to me, and they are everything to me. So obviously when someone gets sick, or you take in new rescues that are struggling, or things like that, it's the emotional toll is huge, and I guess that's something you don't talk about and people don't see, and they don't see just all those times that I'm just beside myself crying with worry about someone that's sick, or there's something that's not quite right and we're having to treat them, or like I say, new rescues that aren't healthy when they arrive, and things like that, and it's just it's a huge thing, but to go along with that is just, it's also just the most rewarding and joyous thing to be able to do, and to be able to spend your time with these animals and to dedicate your time to making their life as good as you possibly can, and to make them have a beautiful life, and that's all I want, and it's just basically what I dedicate my time to, and that's all that I focus on, and so it is, I think sometimes people do think that it's all just cuddling animals, and but that is obviously a part of it, and an awesome part of it, but there is a lot involved, and also not only the physical side of it, the emotional side, because I am just so emotionally invested in this. There's also the side of drumming up support and trying to get people to support us so we can continue our mission, and that can be really challenging at times, and asking for that help and things like that. But it's something I'm getting better with and starting to improve on. But it can be hard to ask for help, and to But I have to remember that it's all for the animals, and they need all the help they can get. There's so many animals that need our help. So that's kind of the reason behind it all, and that's what keeps you going when you have days that you wonder why you're doing things, and wonder if you're doing the right things, and you always I'm really hard on myself, so it can be, you definitely have those moments where you think, am I doing the right things? Can I be doing, why am I, but you just always have to focus back when you are going through those emotional times, and through those times where there's a sick animal and it's really upsetting. You just have to focus back on what the mission is and how important it is, and the huge difference that sanctuaries make in the lives of these animals. And we know we can't save them all, but to those animals that we can save, it is just night and day for them. It changes their whole lives, and it gives them a life, because a lot of them wouldn't survive very long if they weren't coming to a sanctuary. So it makes it all worthwhile. And
it's incredibly moving, and I have to tell you something. I mean, for me, volunteering at a sanctuary, being part of sanctuaries and working with sanctuaries as a vegan stay, so incredibly one of the blessings of this past year, building the connection with you and with other sanctuaries. And I have to tell to our listeners, I have to say something. Working with animals and working with sanctuaries, you not only get to meet these amazing creatures, these amazing animals that they trust humans again, to me is a miracle. But there is another aspect of it, which is meeting and supporting a very, very special breed of a human being. Highly empathetic, extremely conscientious, extremely sensitive, and very, very, very dedicated. You would see, and usually, and the vast majority of people running sanctuaries, we have talked about this before, and it's a point that they keep driving and keep, every time I have an opportunity to bring attention to. what I've discovered is that in fact, so far it has been 100% of people starting sanctuaries are either women or couples where a woman is the driving force. I'm yet to see something else. When I see it, I'll talk about it. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it's there, but I think it's not going to change the pattern. I don't think so. Talking about people who are incredibly compassionate, empathetic, this is a very, very, very special breed of human, and incredibly resilient and incredibly resourceful and tough when it comes to the animals. I mean, your story, there are things that are very unique about it, but there are also universal themes that again and again and again I keep hearing. And that's why I emphasize that supporting in any way, sharing the stories, please, 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 at the very least, give Tess and Lilly Moss Sanctuary in New Zealand a follow on social media. And Tess was explaining to us the importance of sponsorship. Tess, do you have, aside from sponsorships, do you have memberships, other types of memberships, or so are there other ways for people to be members in the sanctuary besides sponsorship? Can they become members through monthly donations without specifying sponsorship? Are there ways, if somebody would like to make, let's say, one-time donation, how do they go about it?
Yeah, so you can become a member by monthly sponsorships, or you can choose to sponsor an animal. And we are looking to open up Patreon soon. So that will be a huge help and a really easy way for people, especially not in New Zealand, to support us. So that will be a really huge one once we get that up and running, is to have people join Patreon and support us that way. And you'll get updates obviously on there as well. And but you can make one-off donations. At the moment, we have a Give a Little page, which on our Instagram you can find the donation highlight, and you can see on there's a Give a Little button, and you can donate this directly from anywhere in the world to our fundraiser to build the barn, which is a huge one for us. We still have quite a long way to go to make our target, because as I say, it is quite a big barn, so that we can continue rescuing in the future. So yeah, that's a really big one at the moment. So if anyone wants to support that, that would be absolutely amazing, because we really need some help with that. So yeah, but other than that, it's you can sponsor like you have, and pretty soon as well we'll have our website up and running, so you can kind of look through the animals that need sponsorship still, and otherwise just send us a message on Facebook or Instagram and reach out if you want to sponsor an animal, and we can set it all up from there. So yeah.
Sounds wonderful. And when the donation for the barn, I will be more than happy to make a donation. And please, if you could create a post on social media, we would love to share it for you also on all our social media, so that people would know about it, so you could spread more word about it. And we will do our absolute best to help you with that campaign.
Thank you. It's amazing. You've been so supportive, and I really can't thank you enough, and for sponsoring Ted, and just all that you've helped us with. So it's been amazing, and yeah, everyone, Faik has been amazing and is so supportive.
Oh, thank you so much, Tess. I really feel incredibly passionate about this cause, and as I said, people like you, Tess, really are a special breed of a human being, and I think it's the duty of us, our society, if we are to be civilized and to learn what civilization is to work with people like you and empower people like you. You are empowering these amazing, special beings whose life we learn to take so much for granted. And I think if there is a hope for the world, it really goes through these animals that we take for so much for granted. And I think a lot of the violence, human to human violence, I think it just really spill over. I think it's spill over from what we do to these animals. And if we learn to treat them with compassion, there will be another kind of spillover. And so it's an incredibly vital work that you are doing. And as I was saying, all the resources that that are out there in the world are so unevenly concentrated, and people like you and the animals that you look after are absolutely deserving. And that's why the Vegan Stay, also we have a page for you on our website, and then you are one of the sanctuaries. If somebody lists their property, and then they choose Lilly Moss, then you get 50% of the service fee. This is just for now. There are other ways we are building to be able to provide you a lot more, and hopefully more direct, more consistent, and larger support in the foreseeable future. We are working towards that. So Tess, I'm sure that your day is filled with lots of things, but I mean, I could talk to you the whole day. 2 quick questions. So one of them is a request. Would we, after I ask you the one more question, would it be possible for you to show us around the sanctuary, at least meet a few more animals? Would that be a possibility?
Yes, it will. I was going to say that before we leave. I can't take you too far because I think our internet cuts out.
Yeah, even around there.
But
yeah, even.
I can kind of stick around here, and we can meet a few of the sheep, and hopefully maybe the cow.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Even if you pan the camera around so that we can take a look. And then before that, I have a question. So, sanctuary founder, and you told us the story, the trigger. So usually in a story, we see the world before the inciting incident. And then, so we see the regular world, the inciting incident, and then the evolution. You told us about the inciting incident and the evolution. Now, I'm very curious, and I bet that many people listening to us are very curious too. Before that, what was Tess doing in the world? Like, what, before you come to animal rescue and sanctuaries, what your life looked like before that? What were you doing? Were you a student? Or was it something else that you were doing before you came to all of this?
So yeah, I guess that is a question. So my whole life I've been extremely connected to animals. From a very young age, my favourite people were animals. I've never been a huge people person, and I've always been quite shy and introverted, and found it hard to just be a people person. So anyway, from a very young age, I just related so well to animals, and they were my world, and I've just always felt so connected to animals, and really had that empathy of understanding how things might be for them, has been really strong in my life. And yeah, so I've always wanted to work with animals and do something to help animals. And early on I studied to be a veterinary nurse, and I practiced being a veterinary nurse for a few years, and actually worked in various other animal rescues, early on in my younger days. And but right before we started the sanctuary, I wasn't actually working as a vet nurse. We'd just moved to a new place, so I was actually just working as a barista making coffee. And so, yeah, but I guess having my training and all my experience as a vet nurse has really helped me run the sanctuary as well, because there's obviously lots of different medical issues that come up with different rescues. So that's been hugely helpful. And yeah, but that was kind of where I was at before. And as I say, my whole life, I've just always wanted to help animals. And it's really just, it's just me. That's just who I am and what I want to do. And yeah, obviously there's so many animals that need our help. I wish I could help them all, and it breaks my heart, and sometimes gets me really down that you can't, and the help that's needed is so massive. But you just have to focus on these beautiful animals that we do save. And yeah.
Thank you so very much. I really am, as I said, I cannot tell you enough how it touched and impressed every single time I talk to this kind of breed, rare breed of human being, of whom Tess is really an honorary member. So as I said, I really felt Tess's warmth and commitment from the day one that we had a chat, and that I'm incredibly happy to have her be part of our Vegan Stay global family, and for me to be a member and a member of our family, of our sanctuary family, and then hopefully all of us together. Yes. Sometimes it's incredibly depressing when you think about it. The pain is just so great and so massive. But I think, exactly as you said, and said very wisely, even if we save one animal, we could focus on the 99 that we don't save, but then there is that one that we can actually save, and to them we are the world, and that is probably all the kindness they're going to get. If they're going to get some kindness in this world between the time they live and the time they die, yeah, they're going to get it from us, and that is really meaning. That really means something, and that's really worth something. And it's easy for me to say it because I was, teaching. That's what I do. I teach at university. So, and then I come back. So yes, I work as a volunteer and stuff, but I don't see a day in, day out animals coming from these horror rescue stories and stuff. So it takes less strength for me to say than it does from somebody like you, Tess. So thank you so very much for all you do. And for now, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So now, last but not least, we would love if you could pan the camera a little bit so we could have a sense of the place and perhaps get to meet more of your absolutely adorable animals.
Yeah, now just forgive me because I've never done a live. Is there a way to just like press a button and turn the camera around? Or?
There should be, let me see, with the like, there should be like 2 arrows. Yes, exactly.
I did it.
Perfect.
So this is.
Yes, you did.
Top sheep area, up by our barn here, and here's some of the sheep. They have a shade sail here, and
beautiful.
Noah there, and in behind is Penny. And
Penny and Noah. Hi, Noah and Penny.
And we've got little Gracie. She's chewing her cud at the moment, aren't you, Grace? Yeah. Good girl. And so we have little huts for them. And then what have we got in here? Someone else in the hut. Oh, that's Ted. Gone to sleep in there.
Oh, Ted.
Yeah, and then we've got little Molly. I think you'll probably remember from Ted's story, Molly is Ted's twin.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I bought both of them. So that's Molly. Hi, Molly. Oh, look at her.
She helps Ted. She's kind of his ears because he doesn't hear. So, yeah, and then Penny having a wee graze there. And I'll just take you down over here. Got Lottie. Hey, Lola.
Did you say Lottie?
Lottie, yep.
Lottie, hi, Lottie.
And then,
adorable.
So we have.
I can tell it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see very well, but up over there, that's our tiny house, and then we've got a wee hut up there for when that's the orphaned lamb area. And then
yeah, I can see it from here. No, it's pretty clear actually.
And then, as you can see, we've got obviously a beautiful, lots of trees and natural kind of rock features for the sheep. Another wee hut there, and I'll just head down. We can probably see the cows. This rock here, the sheep love this rock. They're not on it right now, but they play so much on this rock. They absolutely love it. It's one of their favourites. So hopefully this will stay.
I would love to play on that rock if I lived there.
I don't know if you can. You can see
hey Tess, I think we are losing you now. I think you are reaching. Yeah, you're reaching the end. You're reaching the end of the range.
Okay. Is it cutting out?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think. Yeah, is that a cow?
But there's a barn. I can see Kennedy. I think in the distance.
Is that a cow or a sheep?
It's a cow, Kennedy. She's our mama cow.
Yeah, Kennedy. Yeah. Yeah, I can see her from here.
Yeah, but I think if I go too much further, the internet is going to cut out. So.
Yeah, no, this is perfect. No, they gave us a sense, and okay, sounds wonderful. So it looks like quite a bit of property. So Tess, before we wrap up, is there anything in particular you would like to share with our audience? Any last final thoughts?
I mean, no, it's been wonderful talking, and hopefully, yeah, everyone got to see a bit of have a wee look around and kind of get a feel for where we're at and what we do. This is, you can kind of see behind me. This is
beautiful. Looks like yeah.
So we have at the moment we have about. I'll just sit down with Gracie again. We have 40 acres for the animal grazing. Yeah. And yeah, I guess it's just, yeah, it's been nice to show everyone around and yeah, just kind of, yeah, I don't know what else to say.
That's wonderful. So I just would like to repeat today that we had this amazing session with Tess McConaughey. Tess McConaughey is the founder of Lilly Moss Sanctuary in South Island, New Zealand. Tess, as I said, since we started talking a few months ago, always come across as incredibly gracious, and I think everybody's having a glimpse of the kind of beautiful heart and amazing resilience that you have, Tess. And I'm so incredibly happy that our listeners today been able to listen to your story and to meet some of the animals and see the premises live. And please consider following Lilly Moss on social media, Instagram. The handle is really simple, Lilly Moss, or just look it up on the search, Lilly Moss Sanctuary, and it's the first one that shows up. And then the same thing on Google to find the website. Please consider one-time donation, consider becoming members, whatever best works for you, and at the very least, just follow them on social media. Sanctuaries are doing us all a favor. They are putting it all on the line for these very deserving and very special creatures that they call sanctuaries home. And we are incredibly privileged to partner with Lilly Moss and with other sanctuaries around the world. We will be providing you with more information in the coming months. And for you, Tess, please create a post when you're ready about the donation to for the barn. And as I said, I will be more than happy to make a small donation and to encourage other people in our network to spread the word and to make donations as well. We cannot wait to learn more about the sanctuary and the beautiful work it is doing. I personally cannot wait when I visit New Zealand and come to the sanctuary to visit and to meet Ted in person. Ted is I call him my little brother. He's the sheep that I have decided to sponsor at Lilly Moss as of this week. And I'm incredibly happy that things evolve that way, and hopefully we get to do more things. And please also, if you have a stay, you can list it, choose Lilly Moss as your supported sanctuary. And as I said, together, step by step, we can reshape the world in a way that reflects our values and the cravings of our hearts. Yes, the world is probably not an ideal place. Yes, the world can be a very unforgiving and very hard place, but yes, the world is malleable, and I think vegan sanctuaries have so much to teach all of us, and I'm so glad that so many people today took the time to listen to this incredibly touching and moving story. Tess, thank you so very much. Peace with you and the beautiful animals at the sanctuary, and I cannot wait to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thank you, Faik. It's been amazing. And yeah, just I guess one more thing, just touching on the barn fundraiser. We currently do have a post on our Instagram page kind of giving all the details about that. I'm going to do another one so I can send that through to you. But yeah, you can
please, yeah, tag me
out on Instagram. And yeah, it's been amazing to talk to you, and thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope you got a little bit of an insight into the sanctuary here, and yeah, I wish you could all experience it in person because it really is a beautiful space. And
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I absolutely plan to visit New Zealand, and I absolutely, when I come to New Zealand, find my way down to the sanctuary. And tell Ted he better free his schedule for a week or so.
he'll be ready, and he'll be ready for lots of cuddles. So yeah.
Oh, I will give him lots of cuddling. It's good for our souls. It really is good. It's therapy. It's if more people cuddle more animals, I think the world will be a very, very different place. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I know it's morning in New Zealand. It's morning tomorrow. It's Thursday morning, actually. It's about midday. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and see you later. Bye, Tess. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.